Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to day one, session 2 of the WCF 2022 Golf Croquet World Championship. We are going to be watching Matthew Essex against Mohammed Kareem. And I'm just finding out the scores so that I can update those for you. So the current score is, I think it's 1 game up, and currently 2-1 in the current game, game 2. So Kareem seems to have missed hoop 4 there. Let's see if we can familiarise ourselves with where everything is. So Essex playing blue and black. Maybe not. Somebody else is playing blue.
No, that's come off the boundary, JP. I'm not sure where, it's just arrived kind of here. Yeah, cheers.
No, Essex is playing blue and black. Kareem playing red and yellow. He's just put his red in. I'm not sure where black is at the moment.
Yeah.
Let's send Hammy to go and see if we can find black.
Black has just played up to hoop 4.
Yeah, there we go. Found a black ball. Phew. Right, yellow's to play. Yellow's just playing in. Choosing not to clear unless he couldn't see blue. Okay, switching camera angles for you. So blue has just cleared yellow. Red now going for the hoop shot. I'm guessing vegan meat, or maybe not sure. Oh, red jaws. Right, here we go. Got a jump shot coming up. This will be one for me to look at the clips later on. Hey! What else? Note to self, don't be biased. Hold off that before.
Got the live chat up, so we'll put questions after into live chat.
So because red jaws, red's now just got to play out of the hoop, possibly in a direction where it might have blocked black's approach to the hoop, or clearance on yellow, I should think. Yep. Nice shot. This is a clearance.
I think it's more of a position shot. I may be wrong.
I'm not sure from where I'm sitting. Ooh, that's a clearance. Good shot. So yellow is cleared blue to 2 yards of the boundary. So Matthew with blue just coming into position. Now another big clearance for red. So I watch quite a lot of croquet on Facebook. The Egyptians stream lots of croquet. It's great. Croquet all year round. Brilliant stuff. And you notice that a lot of their croquet is big clearances. It's part of their game.
Big clearances and big hoops.
Do they have big hoops?
Well, big hoops when they bash them through up to 90 miles an hour. I think Black's put a little block in here, so maybe hard for him to see it. He might choose to have a little go at the hoop. This will be an extremely nice shot if it comes off.
Wow!
Oh, what a cracking shot that was. Cracking shot.
Super.
I've got a little nickname for that shot.
What?
I call it a Carter.
Carter.
One of Simon Carter's favourite shot, that is.
Is it?
Yeah. Come out of hoop 4. And attack hoop 5. Carter.
Very impressive. Switching over to our camera 2 here. Toby's in charge of our camera 2. Black blocking.
It certainly looks like it. It's hard to see from this angle, but
This is a jump. Oh,
I think he tried to play a bit of a cannon
okay.
onto blue.
Matthew now deciding people ball. People ball. Hoop.
Yeah, he's going for the hoop.
So Mark, can you have a quick score? Thinking 3-2. In this current game, game 2, it's currently 3-2 to Essex.
Make that 3 each.
Oh, 3-all.
Black is on the boundary at hoop 7.
Good clearance there. So I'm just trying to organise some commentary for you other than myself. Hopefully we've got an expert on the way. I think we might do. Richard Bilton seems to be coming this way with a bit of burger left. Yeah, there he is. So, there. And here we go. Get a professional back again.
We've been joined by Richard. Welcome, Richard.
Yeah. Would you just like to update us on the score in this match?
Ethelic is one game up. This is game 2, and we're 3 each at the moment. We're on hoop 7.
Yellow's just to get wide position, but too late, so just going a bit too far. Blue puts that ball in, about 2.5, 3 yards deep. Reds plays a nice shot there, looks to block the roof hoop, but very nearly. Got a good view of this shot, black shooting at yellow. Good hit, he would have liked to have hit the other side of it, get the to the north boundary instead of the black. Yeah, I've got just a 9-yard clearance on blue now.
Do you think blue can see the hoop? Do you think it's slightly blocked by red?
It's difficult to tell from here. I think you've got to shoot it either way because he's lost the black ball. If you can't see the hoop, he'll probably do play the jump anyway. Surprising miss.
I think he's got a clear shot at this. Oh no. Oh, that's a nice shot. He's put it nicely wide.
Yes, very nice.
Very nice shot there.
So he obviously wasn't open, else I probably would have gone for the hoop. And you can still turn it down by that shot. You're in control of the hoop.
Well, especially where yellow is. I mean, I think he'll have a clearance shot with yellow, but it's quite a bit away. Very nice approach shot with red.
Definitely.
Great shot. Much deeper there with the yellow ball.
Yes, black's clearance on red sent to the east boundary, about level with the hoop. So it was on to give an easy clearance. Black to yellow. It's quite a nice positional shot as well. Red could certainly have gone for clearance, but playing, nothing wrong with that either. And of course his block yellow's clearance for blue. Black attempted to just roll up to the yellow ball to block every possible shot going past, so it may cause a distraction. I don't know if you can see the blue or not. I think the hoop's open, definitely. See about half in blue. The possibility of going off there, as it turns out. But clearance, but only to 7 yards away. to turn clear. Unfortunately, possibly. Blue goes into black as well. That might not matter too much because blue's still in quite good position. Black can just come back in. Quite a nice shot to try and hide from yellow. It's the red.
You need a little bit more than on there, I think. Didn't quite catch it right.
Yeah, the red's not quite in front. You could have been trying to hide it from blue, or just get it in front. Great shot. That's it. Clearance from yellow looks pretty good. Okay. It's pretty close to hit. It's 12 yard. Go 6-3 down. Great shot. Left hand side again, right off the south boundary.
Very much nip and tug. Yeah. It's check the hoop there. Do you think he's going to take this on, Richard?
It looks like he is. He's just checked how firm the hoop is. Nothing wrong with going in. Because I mean, he's probably want to block the yellow, which he did.
Right, just off the wire. Good effort.
It's not a bad position to finish in. A couple of yards east of the hoop. I think if you put black in with that situation, you force yellow or red to clear and blue to clear. One of those as well. So
Well, I think yellow's going to take this on now. It's got to really.
yeah, I
up
think
the
yellow.
score.
Yeah, 'cause I was short of going just a couple of yards in. Black going to give it a bit. So definitely nothing wrong with the hoop here.
Yellow doesn't like that hoop, Richard. That's all I can say. Doesn't like it at all. That's twice now.
Well, he's missed a lot of shots the last few hoops on the left. So,
When you're playing, Richard, and you're hitting like that, do you make an adjustment when you're playing?
I'm consistently missing on one side, then I should have a good idea of why that might be. Maybe I'll start aiming that way, or going through the ball spread. But if you miss one way or the other, I just don't know why that could be. It could just be shot from quite long. There's always a bit of left or right.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of added pressure as well. Scoreline, being one game down. You certainly don't want to be going 6-3 behind in game 2.
Yeah. That's great.
Ah, lovely shot.
On the west boundary there. As you can see, the red is not in front of the hoop and not in front of the hook. The jaws is quite powerful at 5-3 depth. Get 3 hoops then. You've got a good chance to the game. So the blue's a bit stuck here because if you go close, ready to jump the red. Yellow's been to clear it though. Could go deeper, so yellow can't move it. But there. Difficult to get the jump while clearing the red.
He's just run it along the boundary. front of the
Yeah.
hoop.
I think that is a bit too deep, even to protecting it from yellow. And maybe you could get completely in the jaws, or maybe it's side of the hoop too much. But just put the ball in front. Blue's got a jump shot, black trying to clearance. See much.
I think yellow's just going to try and get the block in sort of 3/4 of the way up. Make it a little bit
Yeah, so
difficult.
you try and block it, you may even try and land right in front. Blue's obviously off the boundary, so you can't also go off and block it.
That's not a bad effort. It's
Really
not a
good
bad
effort.
effort at all.
Yellow's on the lawn at that spot,
Yeah.
that's fantastic.
Oh no, I
Oh,
think it's just to the side. It's hard to tell from where we're sitting, but that looked like a great shot to me.
Yeah, I mean, you can't see exactly where the boundary is, that's the problem. But that's a very good effort from where the yellow was too. But the Blues' jump shot is not guaranteed, of course. If you need the Blues block, make sure you're clearing red. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's cleared it.
Put red back in, try and block the black's hoop.
If you can get the wire from blue as well, that would be useful. Which
Yeah.
I think he's
I'm
done.
not sure where the position for that is. It might be a bit tight to the hoop to risk going for. Blocking the black is the main thing. Reaction just in there. Probably off the lot, but didn't help the stroke. I think blue is white and red as well.
I think it looks that way. I have a little bit.
Just ahead. Really good shot. Still not quite back in the hoop. Black's in the north boundary. I don't even know if black can see yellow itself.
Apparently there's a problem with the sound. We can't be heard too well. Is that an improvement. Perhaps I'm not speaking close enough to the mic. Well, I hope that's improved it a little bit. We've turned up the sound.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
So what's happening here is black is shooting at yellow, but obviously can't see both sides of it, so he's asking the referee to bring the ball in for some relief in the right line, I believe.
He's shooting. Cheers. Thanks.
It's rather a personal statement. Apparently, it's the longest one we've got, isn't it? Okay, that would be useful. Thank you.
How many inches on it?
There seems to be a little bit of a discussion going on, and Francis is, I think there must be something by the hoop that they're repairing, must be in line with the black ball.
Perhaps hoop 10 is the one in the way, and I was just going past it and there's an old hoop hole on. Something.
I think they're repairing it now. Francis has marked the black ball and taking it up to hoop 10. I think they're checking the roll.
Have you got Imperial on the other side? Yeah, but I'm dividing it by 2, so it doesn't really matter whether I use it. So that's 60 plus 60. So that is 31.20. That is 60.
Well as hoop 10, we've also got west boundary being measured. I'm not quite sure why.
Maybe they're checking the halfway points.
Yeah, perhaps that's it. Perhaps Black's just playing halfway, but let's see why they'll be checking Heat 10. That was the case. Just play past it.
Looks like we're about to get back underway with Black.
Thank you,
It's
sir.
lots of choice of shot.
No,
Maybe.
but you know.
It's yellow to play, and not quite sure what the thinking is here because get on the hoop. But so he's obviously going for that, which is good. That's the right shot.
I'm having technical problems myself with my mic, but Alison's kindly brought out the mic stand, so hopefully the sound's a little bit better. We'll see. Any comments in the live chat will be gratefully received.
Right, so to reduce the deficit to 5-4.
Certainly didn't touch the sides.
Didn't really give any suggestion as to whether it went through or not. So, I mean, didn't look disappointed with it. So I think it did. Yeah, and blue plays down to hoop 10. I just played down as well, but just a bit close to blue. Not quite far enough. There's a good quick clearance back to almost corner 4. Unfortunately, the black is a good length, but it's a bit too angled to the hoop, so blue may still clear the red, but probably won't cut it. Probably sit in the middle to keep blue in front of the hoop. If it's still there, that is, the yellow might move it, and it has. So not attempting to clear the red with blue, just put the ball in, try and get the block, but slightly overhit it. Asking for the hoop to be foamed again.
اتكلم على امريكا عموما يعني مصر بالمكسيك
It's only keeping Francis busy the last 5 minutes.
Well, I think I can tell that one went through. It's a good shot, and levels the match 5 each. The game 5 each. I think blue might be better shooting at red, but it wasn't close, so I understand pushing it in. Black's gone a little bit too far for hoop 11. It might be okay, depending on where the balls end up. Not a bad shot from there, right side of the hoop. Quite straight with black, can't really cut it to either corner. Going for the close with blue. As red hits black, then blue's a better clearing ball, but doesn't hit it much, just catches it a bit, hits it a bit deeper. It's not easy hoop anymore, certainly. I'm just checking if the black is runnable and whether he needs to clear it or not.
740 and how much is that?
Apparently it's 7 months Mohammed. No. Game one was 7-4 to Mohammed. So this is wrong. Apparently this score as well.
We've just been told that Mohammed in fact won the first game 7-4. I was looking over a couple of times while I was playing my match, and they looked to be fairly in control most of the time, so I was surprised when I read it he lost the game, but obviously he did in fact win it, and that's level the game here at 5 each, so he would like to win the match do, and then get it done with.
It's still the same. Yeah. Much better.
I can only apologise for the score being wrong. It's trying to get it right in the end. That's the best we can do.
Essex there, just having the hoop phone for the jump shot. From here it looked like the far wire, rather than on the outside that is, rather than the inside. That's a nice centre ball clearance. Black stayed in the vicinity of hoop 11, ready for the next clearance. Yellow, of course, going a little bit deeper, but it's a little bit soft. I would like another yard and a half on that, just to minimise the cut clearance that black will have. Blue is also a little bit short. Red just putting the ball in. Happy for black to clear either ball really, with blue being so angled. Well, the cut was on, but he's hit it the wrong way round. Black's ended up being corner 3. Not quite sure what angle blue has got. You might just play the clearance anyway. Decent hit. You could say it's a bit unfortunate to hit the blue into the hoop and it stops that close to red, but it did hit the blue a little bit too thin. Hit it a bit straighter, it misses the hoop. But it was, 10 yards away. You can't really allow for hitting it that little bit thinner. You just got to hit the ball, and he did. So once again, red's gone in position. Bit too angled with blue. I've gone straight to myself. Just to not leave the cut. very nice length with the yellow from where it was. The only problem is it might have distracted red's clearance. And blue could get rid of yellow anyway. But you could clear red where yellow's just completely blocked it. Could just roll up to red as well. He's looking for the spot which blocks it from black. Don't know if the hoop will be open as well. Might block both. Yellow and black are quite close. You could just, if you can't see any black, play into the yellow and it stay there. I don't know if black's not shot at the hoop, or if yellow's hampered it, or that's just to the side slightly, but if that's the case, you could just play in really. But I think black's got a shot. Yeah. There was enough gap that the yellow missed the black. Wasn't far away from peeling him fold, but left the black a fairly straightforward hoop shot, which I would try and run and take position at hoop 12. And that's a nice length. It's a little bit angled. I don't think it runs 12, but it's definitely in control.
It's a little bit unlucky there. You just clipped the pick.
It's like yellow's played behind the peg so black can't clear it. Not sure if he's got it or not, but it's certainly deep. I don't think black will pay much attention to that. Blue's a little bit short. I was playing from the north boundary, but would have expected a little bit closer. Black's cleared red, but he hit it on the wrong side. It's gone into blue. That's not a very good shot, to be honest. The balls weren't that far apart. Oh, that's not what he was after. You only think that it was close to blocking the blue. Which means the best position on shot with
One game each.
red to leave its block, but that allows it to take the second game and level the match at orange.
Game for you. Sorry, Red.
And that's good timing actually, because I've now got my next round match about to start. So I might hand you back to Mark.
Thank you, Richard.
Go on, Richard.
Sorry, Rick, we need another commentator which to go and play.
Same one. No, third one.
I don't know how to do
Hello everyone, Toby Savage here. Just before we get deeply into it, looks like I'll be taking over from Richard in the commentary box. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can get the ambient sound mic that's currently on the camera and plumb it into my mixing desk here. So it's going to take me about 2 minutes because there's a lead just above the shelter. Should do the trick. It's back in a mo. Okay, so we are back. Myself, Toby Savage, and Hammy. That's admirably stayed on.
I don't know about that, Toby. You just couldn't find anyone else.
Couldn't twist anyone else's arm, yeah.
We tried. Even threatened to tell me. No joy.
Even that didn't sway them. So here you are. Hammy has once again drawn the short straw and is now stuck with me. We join the action at 1-0. So Mohammed Karem has taken the lead in game 3. So the big question is, can red see black from where it has run hoop number 1? Can we see from up here? No.
Doesn't help when we've got 2 red balls on the boundary as well.
Oh, we've got a pitch invasion, yeah.
It's just been removed.
That's the thing about play at this kind of caliber. You know, you spend quite a lot of time on an adjacent lawn if you're one of these people that hits reasonably hard, and there's quite a few of them knocking about today. But it's what we like to see, isn't it, Hammy?
Well, certainly makes a difference when I play. I'm a little bit softer than some of you guys.
Different strokes for different folks, as I said earlier. Did he run the hoop backwards?
I don't think so. I can't see. Unfortunately, I've got a big board
Oh,
in
I see.
front of me, so I'm sort of having to.
Yeah, it looked like it just. Well, unless he maybe flicked off the outside, but it looked like he made contact with the hoop on its way. Red black ball, but nevertheless, it hasn't cleared the black. So you may well see Matt Essick equalise here. So shooting for 1 apiece. There we are. Smoothly does it. So Karem's first approach to 3 looks good enough for Matt to be shooting at. It's interesting. So usually for me, I think first approach is worthy of a shot with my first ball if it is pretty much like a dead cert for the hoop, and it is likely to run down to the next as well in a situation like that. So say for instance if yellow was able to run 3 and get down to 4, that's probably a position in which I would be shooting with my first ball. If it was just maybe a threat to the hoop, then I would consider taking deep position with my first approach and then clearing the second ball. So shooting first ball is perhaps a lesser seen tactic. But Matt obviously thought that yellow was worth a shot, and he's got that one. That's very good. Yeah, it's okay, but that's the point at which I'm thinking to myself, well, if only I'd have played in here with my blue, I'd have a ball in the vicinity.
I think sometimes it probably depends on how your shooting's going on the day, really.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
You feel confident and you put the first one in, and then take it out with the second.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
I'd probably need 4 shots to get it cleared.
Just sneak a green and brown ball on.
Yes.
Hope nobody notices.
We do have some live chat going, so if anyone wants to ask any questions or any suggestions, feel free to write in and we'll see if we can oblige you.
Absolutely, yeah, please do. Questions, comments, criticisms. Criticisms go towards Hammy. Any
Yes.
compliments,
Also,
I'll
I've got
take.
big shoulders, I can take them. I can take it.
I'm a big softie. Terrific. Interesting choice to do the yellow as opposed to the red. Oh, that's nice. That's a very good shot. Ooh, that is a cracker. So that, for me, if that was played at, say, perhaps hoop number 3 or, hoop 7 or something like that, that's got to go. That's a big threat, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And sometimes with a shot that's, that close to a hoop, you can also free up the potential for a double. So perhaps if you miss one of your targets, you might hit the other. So
That's not a bad
so that's
reply.
a pretty good response, huh?
That is a nice reply.
Goodness me. I mean, if you were to pick it up and put it on a blade of grass,
Yeah.
that'd pretty much be the one you'd choose, huh?
Yeah, I'd still miss the blade of the grass. He's having a look to see if he can jump it. Looks,
It's
a bit close.
bit close to me, I think. Yeah,
close.
crikey. Yeah, pretty tough to tell from back here, but yeah, it looks pinpoint. It looks really good. It's quite something down there, isn't it? Yeah.
Reds come to join the party.
Well, they say if you can't beat them, join them.
I think it's got clear. I don't think it's jumps.
Just looks a bit too tight for me. And you know, there could potentially be a wired position to which he can clear this. And if there is, that's just the ideal choice, I think. But it's tough to tell what's in the way of what here. So that could be a shot of choice. And if he's got it, it's a strong place to be.
I think you can see it. That's my impression. I can't see the angle, but it looks like he's heading up to it.
Looks like you've probably got half a ball or something, maybe.
It's, obviously, it was enough.
Enough to shoot at, but I don't think he likes the way he struck it, does he?
No.
He's not happy. So again, we could see an equaliser here.
It's a little bit tight on that boundary. There's not a lot of room to play. He brought it in a touch.
I think oftentimes players are perhaps a little bit worried about, you know, not taking enough relief. And I just think, you know, you're entitled to it. And if you need it, just take it. You know, some of the Egyptian players and even some of the, you know, the non-Egyptian nationals, you know, they've got great big backswings. You don't really want anything loitering around on that backswing. You don't want anything that's going to impede your stance or your swing. So, you know, just get it out of your mind.
Well, I think that, especially on hoop, norm one here, it is fairly tight on that boundary.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, there's not a lot of wiggle room between the painted white line and the kind of tufty bit at the back and the fence as well. I think I said earlier about it's a tough balance for the club to try to put a fence up that doesn't obstruct the players but still gives enough of a footpath kind of thing. So I think they've done well considering, but yeah, fence is still just our kind of thing, especially for a lot of the UK players, you know, who don't really play anywhere, has fencing, so we're not really used to it.
no.
That's a nice shot. That's really good. That could turn the tide of the game, that one. So that puts Mohammed in a position where he was in control of the hoop, and he's now got a shot to survive. And if black is as good as it looks from here, it's highly likely that he's going to run 5 and control 6 with it as well. So it's one of those important transitions in the game. I think the period between 4 and 5, generally speaking, I think whoever runs 4, you know, has this pretty much this same sort of in-law clearance that Matthew's just taken. And, you know, it really can change the dynamic of the game. You get a similar situation at 10 to 11. So the distance, if you run 10 to the boundary, the distance on your clearance at 11 is shorter, and it's an in-lawn clearance, versus, say, something between 2 and 3, where your clearance is longer and you're only really clearing to the 7-yard boundary. So I think Matthew's played this really well. Just, yeah, proper high quality croquet here. They'll be hoping to run this all the way down to control 6.
You can get a nice run out of the soup, get past the peg. It's
He's played it really well.
He's done that. He's just gone a couple of inches past the peg. I think he's got a nice.
It's a cracker. If you can get a mallet to it, the peg isn't impeding his swing. He's done really well there. Of course, the peg's never really in your way, is it, Hammy?
Well, it may not be for you. Certainly is for me.
Before I came, I did have a little bit of a warm up with a good friend of mine from Ramsgate, Todd Ballantyne. and I played peg jump against him, and came off the outside of the hoop. Quite always exciting. Those sort of shots, aren't they?
They are, if you can do them. I can't get anywhere near it. I'd have to sort of like take the peg out, chop it in half,
And then
put it back,
and then have another go. Yeah.
and have another go.
So, can he capitalise on that advantage and really assert his authority on this hoop? That answers that.
I don't really.
So Mohammed here in a similar sort of situation where he's got an in-lawn clearance to survive, but if he nails it, it's a good defending shot on his red, and then it's put Matt in a spot of bother. So if Mohammed can hit this, just really shows the ebbing and flowing dynamic of the game of croquet. And he's played it well. Yeah, it's a reasonable distance. It's not quite as far as perhaps he could have got it. It's certainly not maximum distance, but it's no gimme, this clearance, is it? It's enough to
make him think. But
Absolutely.
I think he's quite capable of doing it.
Matt's demonstrably a pretty good shot, isn't he? So.
He's certainly got enough on it.
Yeah. All he's got to do is knock it offline. But he perhaps would have liked them the other way round. But so Mohammed will just tap in here, and Matt will have to do it all again. Yeah, shout out to Trish Ellis, who has commented in the live stream chat, and she's about 6 foot away from me. She's on the roof of the shelter that I'm currently sat in, bigging up the camera workers, one of whom is herself. So good job, Trish. And the other being home hero Noel Gill. I think he's from here. Is he? He's a Southwark member.
He is a Southwark
Excellent.
member.
Good, good. All the best people are, Mark.
What can I say? Toby? I'm a little bit biased, of course, but best club in the country,
Best club.
lords in the country, best players in the country.
I do enjoy coming here. To be fair, it's a great club. I do like playing here.
I think certainly over the last
Oh, good shot.
saying that certainly over the last few years when they renovated the lawns, it's certainly improved.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's come on leaps and bounds, the facilities here. It used to be, it was once upon a time where the front 3 lawns were the ones you wanted to draw, and then every other lawn was a bit ropey. Whereas now they all play pretty consistently. They're all pretty straight and true. They're all much of a muchness. Whereas previously, if you drew 1, 2, or 3, you'd have a good time. And if you drew sort of like 10 or 11, you'd think, oh crikey. Whereas now, they're
You certainly had a bit of a home advantage. You knew where to sort of like how far
for sure.
to put it to the left or how far to put it to the right.
Yeah.
But I think that's disappeared.
Yeah, which is what you kind of want to see, really.
Yeah. When you've got the players of this quality here, you want a nice, level, straight lawn.
I agree. Yeah, nothing quite like it. there's such a variety of croquet that takes place here as well. It's not just, obviously this is the epitome of the singles competitive calendar internationally. But this place will host the likes of competitions like the British Opens, the Selection 8s for GC, all the way up until things like the Intercounties, and the Southern Challenge, and all sorts of. You can get any given level of croquet that takes place here. So despite it being international standard facilities, they host a wide variety of croquet styles and skills, and it's just the place to be really, England for croquet.
I do believe, but don't tie me down to this, I think we've got the Women's Worlds next year.
Oh, okay, right.
I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah.
But, there was some talk of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like this board here is terrible. Oh, what's going on? Yeah.
It's a lovely shot. Yeah, nice medium pace clearance, plumb in the middle. That's what we're here to see. Bit of a must hit that one as well, because whilst it's fair to say that blue's hoop run is no gimme, yellow can't actually see it anyway. So if Matt feels he can run it, he's likely to do so unimpeded. Yes, unless yellow just plays through the back or, sits in the drawers or something. Not that I'd be particularly keen on that tactic. Because it just kind of takes away the game.
Stuck in the jaws, I think, if you go through the back door.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you just got to do something like that, I think. Matt's response to the clearance is good, though. I quite like that, sort of deep black. I don't really want to play black too close to the hoop. So all Mohammed can really do here is clear it to the 7-yard side boundary. And then black's got a nice clearance on yellow, so... to see whether or not blue is actually kind of up against it, or is a good runner, or looks like it might be.
I think it's slightly on the higher,
isn't it?
I think it's
Certainly not plumb perfect, is it?
right.
Nice centre ball clearance. Matt's played a few pretty crucial clearances, taking control of 7, and Mohammed is now in a position where he's shooting to save himself at 8. So Matt really has taken the initiative here. Never content with one lot, are they? Hard hitters.
This is like the test match special without the cake, Toby.
Yeah, that would be quite welcome, actually.
Yeah. Any of you bakers out there want to bring us some cake tomorrow?
We're here all week, as I say.
All week.
No? Okay.
So a black forest scatter wouldn't be in a bit.
I'm a bit of a chocolate fiend to me. I'll eat anything with a bit of chocolate in it. As you'd be able to see from the half-time provisions that JP's very kindly gone out and got me in his lunchtime, which is a pack of 4 Mars bars.
Not exactly the healthiest in
Well-
the world, is it?
No, I've had a hard day burning calories on the... Oh no, I haven't even played.
Oh.
So yes, Matt converts his advantage at Hoop 8. Takes a 5-3 lead. Again, I think his crack here at the ball at 9 is more justified than his shot was earlier. That's for sure. I think Mohammed's position at 9 there is a definite threat to the hoop, and does have the potential to run down and control 10 as well. So I think the shot here, first ball, is justified. Whereas I personally would question it at hoop 3, as we saw. Okay.
Oh.
Let's see.
Get on.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, it had to go. So how much of an advantage can Mohammed get here at hoop 10 is the question. That's the thing about this, the top end level of this game, isn't it? People aren't just focused here on they're not content with just scoring a point. They want this ball, if it gets in front of 10, then that's a bonus, but it gets anywhere close that it can just clear Matt's first approach. Mohammed will be happy, and that's what the top end players are aiming for with a shot like this. Okay, so we have achieved, regrettably, we've achieved neither.
Didn't look convincing to me.
It was a bit underpaced, that,
Yeah.
I think, wasn't it? I think even if it did go through, it was probably stopping about take high, do you think?
Yeah, it's unusual because I thought that would have come screaming down.
I think this red's probably going to be played with pace. I think yellow could have been close enough that he was trying to control the distance and perhaps stop in front of 10. But like you said, I don't quite think it had it in it anyway.
Yeah, but he's 5-3 down, so I wouldn't have taken the chance. I would have.
And short, it's got much like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice hoop. That's a well-run hoop.
But I think that's probably what he's trying to aim before with the yellow ball.
Uh-huh. Can we see where yeah, so red has stopped just north of hoop 10. So that's really useful. So if it doesn't quite stop bang in front of the hoop, yeah, stopping north and towards the close 7-yard boundary is where you want it, so that anything that Matthew puts in front of the hoop here is then just cannon fodder for red. So Matthew's response is to play very deep and very distant with his black ball, because red is such a threat to it. So a really, really good position for Mohammed to be in here, and if he converts on this advantage, then he's looking at 5 apiece, and then we're back to the same situation I was talking about earlier. that running hoop 10 and into the middle, shooting in the middle for an in-lawn clearance for control at 11. So a big crucial hoop in terms of the control of the game for this one. So because Matt hasn't actually put his black anywhere really that Mohammed can sensibly clear it, he has opted for a controlled clearance on blue instead. So the defensive option is to clear the ball that plays ahead of you, and that's what Mohammed's opted to do there. So his red cleared the blue ball, and Matthew responded with a black that's cleared yellow. So black is arguably a little bit too straight on towards the top boundary, because Mohammed here has the option of just trying to put in yellow wired from black, so that black can't see the yellow because the hoop's in the way. And I think he's definitely played it, but I don't know whether he might have just achieved it, I think, as well. It looks pretty good. Mohammed's taking a look, so yeah, I think it's certainly a reasonable effort, and if he's got that, then Matt's got some work to do, but he's not shooting at this, so he's either just going to play two defensive close positional shots, or the black can see yellow. But I guess we'll find out imminently. Well, this doesn't look like a shot, is it? It's not often at top level croquet you can see, 4 balls on a court within within 2 and a bit yards of each other.
Well, we had a hoop 4 earlier.
Yeah. This is your game for it, obviously. Probably not quite the angle that he was looking for on that one. I should suspect that he would either have been thinking about trying to move his own ball towards hoop 11 there, or he'd be looking at hitting plumb on the nose and controlling his ball and keeping his ball. But instead he has kind of achieved neither. That's a great shot. That's really good. Yep. Good return Roquet there. I was too busy looking at the screen and not actually realised that Matt was pretty much in the corner that I'm commentating from, so...
I didn't see it at all.
Probably heard that, yeah. Yeah, sorry, Matt. When you watch this back in hindsight, I'm sorry for talking over your shot. So we're likely to see a controlled centre ball clearance here, I think, from Mohammed. Yeah, again, it's got the pace, that's for sure, but... yeah, the contact wasn't quite full on. Red has in fact gone about 133% of the distance of black. Ooh. Oh my, that was close. I don't think that's gone in, but rather close to being an in off that one. Matt's responded with a very good position there with blue. He'll be hoping to get it in a position where yellow can't see it. So I think Mohammed's just going to go and investigate this. And just make sure that that's actually not the case before he commits to playing a shot with the red, only to then realise that he can't see the blue. So I think he's just double checking that. So we're likely to see the outcome of that judgment based on what he does here with the red ball. So I should think if he just takes a position, the likelihood is that yellow can see blue. So this is just a position. That's gone a fraction too far, I think. I think he'd have been looking to probably just put that in position with a view to speculatively trying the block if he gets it, you know, if his luck's in. Oh, we've got
Road blue.
pitch invasion, yes.
Francis to the rescue.
Yeah. So let's see how much of that yellow can see of black then. Blue, sorry, yes. Nicely done, yep. Just about as much as he'd have wanted to hit that. Again, kind of yellow drifting off into the vicinity of a clearing ball at 11, which is good. So that's about the way round that he'd want them. You know, Matt's gone pretty much max distance along the top boundary, bar sending him to, you know, corner 3. So yeah, this is a pretty much must hit for Matt, and if he doesn't, then the likelihood is Mohammed will attempt his hoop. Ooh. Okay, big shot to level the scoreline, I think. That's a fair shout, isn't it, Mark? I don't think you'd be trying to take the black ball out here, would you?
No, certainly not. I think you've got to take this on because yellow's in a nice position as well to come to 11, really. And I think that's legal.
Yes, that's great. Yeah, cool. Terrific. Yeah, great shot.
Lovely shot.
Record book, that one.
I think that's giving him a slight advantage at 11, to be honest, where yellow is.
I think so, but it depends what you consider doing with it. I mean, do you take a position with it and rely on your clearance with red, or do you clear the black here with yellow? Well, not now. I think you're just sticking this in close, aren't you?
Yeah.
I think you're sticking this in close and relying on your big clearance with red, or you're playing deep. Oh, so it looks like he's gone for the deep option. Perhaps still a little bit too far right to left. That I think he needed to be a little bit more kind of straight on the boundary between black and the top boundary. I think just that angle just kind of opens up Matt's clearance into the corner on yellow.
Just sticking one in.
Okay, he is opted with a put a ball in. We're well and truly in the firing zone here, aren't we?
Yeah, it's just attacked by yellow. All fine.
Yeah, it's a cracker. Yeah, it's a good
Great
shot. Oh, if that is hidden as well, that is top draw. Yeah, there's a possibility there that the blue cannot see the red because of the hoop that is currently in contention. So hoop 11. If that's in the way of the shot here, that is an absolute corker. It looks like he's shooting, so maybe he can see some, if not all, of the ball, but if you can see anything of it, he's got to take it on, I think. Yeah.
Wasn't far away.
No, it's a worthy effort, that, I think.
Away.
Yeah, you've got to give that a go.
Again, being on that boundary, if you notice, he just took a little check with his backswing there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's definitely playing in players' minds, you know.
I agree, yeah. That looks like we're just getting the hoop phoned up.
He's actually made that. Might see that. That's just right.
Okay, so yeah, Karim's play at 11 has played off for him. It seems like the scoreboard hasn't updated itself in a little while, so apologies for that. But it looks like Karim has gone from 5-3 deficit to a 6-5 lead. And that is a big swing in momentum. But again, it's all about that, that play between 10 and 11. I think it's a big turning point for any game. So Mohammed here just eyeing up what sort of hoop attempt that Black's going to have.
I think that's a great shot by Matt there, because I don't think red can see black.
Okay. That makes it very interesting.
Don't think you can see it.
Yeah, it's tough to tell from either of our camera angles, but it doesn't look like he's playing a clearance, that's for sure. So, yeah, it'll be a cracking shot if he's got it, as you said. So it looks like in that instance, Mohammed will be playing in for a block here. But it looks...
Just run past.
Yeah.
I think he was looking at the angle there to get up to 13. Blue, and he's choosing to go clear with
Right.
the yellow. Perhaps he hasn't got a shot with blue.
You may be right, yeah. Yeah. Even so, though, you might not even play hoop 13 with that technique. Just, if you've got your shot, I think
you would have
you've got to take it. Yeah, I agree with that. That's a bit short, that.
So many times you try these little delicate shots to try to get a little bit of advantage, and often comes back to bite you.
Yeah, doesn't it, just? Yeah, if you play a hoop position, if you play 2 yards long, but you're still, relatively straight, that's far better than being, 2 yards short and not even in contention. So, yeah, I think if you're going to play it, at least get it runnable. It's nicely struck clearance.
I still like to be red and yellow here, though.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure.
I've got a feeling that I think he's missed a chance here by not taking that hoop earlier. Oh.
Well, that could be big.
Just goes to show how much or how little I know, Toby.
Well, no, maybe not. No, I'm still in the red and yellow camp here because Mohammed's still got this clearance. If he hits it, Matt's in all manner of trouble. And Mohammed's perfectly capable of this. If he hits it, he's still in a position to deprive Matt of even a whiff at 13. So it looks like, despite the fact that it's not Matt's turn, Matt's called a ref on. I think it's Mohammed's. I think it's Mohammed's turn. So I think Matt's just trying to see if this is in a hole, but it's not really relevant until
it's his turn.
Until it's his turn to play. It's just easing into Mohammed's turn time, really, isn't it? Mohammed should just play a shot first, and then if they want to mess about with this blue ball, get it done there.
Yeah.
All the while this is just something that's buzzing around in Mohammed's mind, as opposed to just letting him play a stroke, and then interfering with blue if that's what you want to do. But I'm not sure now is at all an appropriate time to be. I have to say, I don't like the look of this at all.
I think when the margins are so tight, sometimes players forget, and we forget proper etiquette, I suppose. But
yeah. Okay, not to be that one.
Alright, so we go to 13.
We do.
One game each.
13, game 3.
If it was me, yellow would be flying off the lawn.
You reckon?
Yes, I would be flying this off the lawn.
I'm going for yard and a half, something like that. Oh, Mohammed's in the he's in the halfway house, isn't he? He's neither or neither.
Yeah. Well, Red's moving to a penalty point somewhere.
Yeah, that's definitely one that I would be moving to a penalty
Yes,
point.
I was going to say it. I wouldn't be leaving that one there, Toby.
No, that's got to go, that one. Matt selected to shoot. Not quite. It's just a bit deep, that yellow, isn't it? It's just a bit long. It's a bit angled.
Well, if I was playing that shot, I'd be off the boundary anyway. So,
I think I'd be inclined to agree that 7 yards bang in front is probably a little bit better than where this has ended up. But with that said, I've played Mohammed on this lawn in this championship 3 years ago, and that is exactly where his hoop 13 ball ended up against me.
did you run it?
He did. He ran it very well as well. So he is very capable, this level of shot. I missed him by fractions of an inch, absolute fractions of an inch. So I played a decent enough shot for a clearance at his 13, but he did just run it really well. Yeah, so will we see a repeat? Will we see a Mohammed Karem special at 13?
Well, he might have done himself a little bit of damage himself.
No.
I can't see the angle, but I'm hoping that yellow's not impeded by red. But
Oh, he's got it. Yep, decent enough clearance. So much as you said that you'd have put it, he is on the 7-yard boundary.
well, I've never lost a game from the sideways, Toby.
No,
I've never lost a game.
And now is not the time to be losing the camera, that's for sure. So we'll quickly revert to camera 1.
Little tap from Francis.
Just gently caress the hoop into its holes. Well, thank you and good night. That is a terrific end to a captivating match.
Oh.
Yeah, really, really good croquet there. What a terrific match that was.
Thank you for jumping into the commentary box, Toby.
Oh, thank you for having me. Always a pleasure. We shall take a brief interlude and we shall see what lawn is going where, who is going on what lawn, and what lawn is going to be streamed next. And we shall be back for, I think that'll be the third session, will it?
I think it's the third session. We'll find out and get
Okay.
back to you.
So we shall sign off here for the time being. And we will see you on the flip side. Thank you very much indeed. Hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you soon.